Hello,
Hey guys,
Scott.
hello. How are you? How are you both?
Fantastic. By the way, I love your outlet name. It just always makes me laugh.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
love
good.
it.
you're,
Dreamy.
you're not you're not the only ones. It seems to go down quite a treat with a lot of people, so that's
Great.
nice.
Best.
I'll reciprocate that by saying how much I enjoyed your show. It's
Thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
We're in a strange scenario in that I'm talking to you after the show's come out. So have you guys, maybe Jeremy, I'll start with you. Have you digested the reaction? Because it seems to be, especially on YouTube, looking at videos of you guys, that it's just gone insane.
It is pretty crazy. There's no way to like really prepare for that type of, I guess, response, or just when a show like that comes out. You just kind of sitting there one day and it comes out, and the first day, like the first couple hours, you're like, oh, I'm not seeing a lot, like a couple little like posts maybe that you're tagged in, but you're like, and then suddenly like over the course of the weekend, you're like, I've jumped like 100,000 followers, and I like my whole tag feed is just all Julie and the Phantom stuff, and it's like it's crazy, and it's awesome that people love and appreciate something that we've all, I know, put a ton of blood, sweat, and tears and time and hours into, and so that's just always very rewarding. It's just humbling because you work on stuff a lot, but there's plenty of things you do that don't get that response. And so when people just enjoy it, it's more so not like, oh yay, like this is going to be super huge. It's more so like, I'm just glad people like the show, like, and I think it's very humbling and flattering. And my favorite thing is just seeing all the memes that we get tagged in now that we start to have like Julie and the Phantom memes. They're so funny.
Fans are funny, man.
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
That's your existence now. You will just be memes forevermore.
Yeah, just forever. We're always going to be memes.
More seasons. Owen, I wanted to ask you about the show. I mean, I'm sure there was lots of reasons for you guys to get involved, but it's such a sweet show. But it deals with heavy subject matters, but does it in such a sweet and such a kind of way that connects to the audience, and it's done in such a way. I just wonder for you how you read that when you read the script for the first time, about how well the guys had done all of that and put it all together.
Yeah, it was cool because I had done Nickelodeon for about 6 years, and I had done 2 shows and a pilot for them and stuff, and it was amazing. It was the best time ever, but you don't really get to dive kind of deeper into more serious subject matter like that. So when I read it, and I was just excited because it felt like almost more of like a mature project, but also it's some of the things like as an actor you kind of want to be able to like touch on and deal with and have more serious scenes and stuff like that. So I was just kind of excited to kind of expand on what I could do as an actor, really.
Yeah. How about you, Jeremy? I mean, it's a show that obviously, as I say, it deals with some serious things, but the world's in such a place right now that we're talking about a lot more stuff, and we're kind of connecting even more than we did before. I mean, this show seems to be doing that as well. I mean, how excited are you, and how pleased are you that people are connecting with the show in that way that they're talking about these subjects now?
I love it. I think the nice thing about a show like this too is it's such a feel good show, and it's such a, I think, relatable show on so many levels. And even just on a bare minimum basis, you're dealing with being thrust into extreme circumstances that were never prepared for, or just never thought possible, but you're making the best of it, and deals with a lot of loss and found family and all these things. And I think for me, like, the response has mainly been great in the sense that it's given people a lot of laughter and joy and love, and I think we desperately need a lot of that right now. If there's anything that can just bring people together and put a smile on their face, that's what we do this for. That's what I love. And hearing just the personal stories of that we've gotten direct messages about from where people were at in their lives, and kind of the uplifting that's happened because of it is always the best response that you can possibly get, and it's always humbling. I think that's my favorite part about entertainment, is you can relate things to the real world, but then also have this great escapism that you just enjoy and love, and it feels like you're a part of something else, and you can find commonality with people that you might not have found commonality with before through your joint love of something, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, and this is a question for both of you, a kind of fun question, I hope. Owen, maybe I'll start with you about performing music in a scenario like this. You guys obviously are in the studio, you perform the music and everything else, but when you get to the set, it must be a very different scenario, because you're obviously kind of syncing, you're lip syncing, you're miming to everything, and you have to do it many times. What is that experience like? Because I feel like it would be a bit surreal, given that you've done the music already, and then you go in and have to perform it kind of so many times to get all the shots that you need.
It's more of just an insane amount of work. It's more of like, you really don't have the time to process like, oh, this is us on the album. No, you're like, where are my singles? And you're like just trying to like hold it together while you're drenched in sweat in the 16th hour on set. And Madison left 6 hours ago.
we're with her. Yeah, we're with her stand-in double now because she's a minor. It's only working.
yeah. She's at Crafty, and no, it's awesome. It's great, and I think it was the most work that I've ever done, and you know, most of my soul that I've put into a project. So the response was insane. But you know, like the 6th day. There were a lot of times where we'd be shooting for 6 days, and then our 7th day was going to, you know, Bright Light Studios and going into our little rehearsal space and just jamming out the songs for the next, you know, 3 songs we're going to do for the next week. So it just made it even more rewarding at the end of the project, I feel like.
Right. I don't think we were required to put in that required to put in that 7th day, but when you know that on Monday morning you're going to be shooting another music scene and some of the instruments might have just changed or whatever, like it's either going to be you up there looking like you don't know what you're doing, or it's like I can put in the time to make sure that I'm playing it right and it does look like that. And I think that's the difference. Like everyone really was down to be like, we're here for this specific project, this reason, let's put 110% in on and offset. And I think that's what makes it seem as natural and real as it is because it is as close to being real as we could possibly make it in the context of it being a TV show.
Yeah. Well, guys, listen, it's been amazing talking to you. Good luck with it. I'm pretty sure you're going to get to do it again, and I can't wait.
Hopefully, we hope so.
Fingers crossed. Guys, love to talk to you. Good luck. Thanks, Dave. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey.